kind of thing on Tectone, okay? So this is a 1-hour video, but we'll only watch like a very small
the
segment
online
of it,
arena.
okay?
And even though he had sexual charges, thought it would be
just enough to show what kind of person he is, okay? All right, let's do it. Ready? So this is him with his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, whatever. Okay.
How do I deal with him? I love him.
Don't touch me.
I'm patient.
Technically, his father ain't a rapist, right? No, he is a rapist. But the charges that they got him on is molestation. I don't fucking know. Okay, we'll go over that part. Don't worry, we'll go over that.
No, you're not. You're like the most impatient, moody I've ever met.
Patient when it comes to you.
Freem, I carry our marriage, and you
He
know
certainly
that.
is a good
Freem,
guy.
you know that.
I think we have a pretty 50-50 marriage.
You're high.
Tectone gives the game away in this clip for being a wholly unlikable tool and a What's more shocking, though, is that he has the lack of self-awareness to do this with his then-wife on a live stream.
You're high. I'm not saying you don't help, but you think it's 50-50? Explain.
I mean, okay.
I would unironically say I'm probably...
Are you adding the Tectone segment in your vid? Yes, I am.
one of the best husbands on
That was a
planet
proper
Earth.
intro.
You're a very good husband.
No. I wouldn't say very good. I would say one of the best.
I'm just saying, like, you carry in social aspects, I carry in the back-end tech stuff. And I feel like together, we make a good team.
But marriage, dude, I am the conflict resolution god.
Yeah, you are.
100%.
No, 100% you are.
I am the greatest shoulder to cry on. I am...
This could be banter in some relationships, but she looks annoyed. This could be banter until you realize that afterwards she came out with allegations against him, okay? In of itself, this is something to overlook easily, okay? However, in the context of levied abuse allegations, in which some of the abuse may have been on stream, it does add some extra context to all previous actions and interactions, yeah.
the greatest consoler. I'm understanding everything. The romantic shit I do is crazy. Like, are you... why are you giggling? Freem, you know beyond a shadow that I'm an incredible husband.
I never said that you weren't.
But you never said that I was.
Okay, you are an incredible husband.
How accommodating I've been is insane.
Have you considered that he might resolve conflicts through grape?
He's really channeling that inner narcissistic sassy gay man to tell his then wife that she isn't worth anything and he's the best guy ever.
How accommodating I've been is insane. Why are you not saying anything?
I'm saying, Yes, I agree. Of course.
So for like marriages and emotions and understanding and communication, I would say I do about 90% of that.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. The majority of marriage is communication.
Yes. I give you your space, you give me my space. We mutually love each other. We mutually are happy with each other. We're still each other's best friends, I hope, right?
That's a lot of assuming happening right now.
Come on.
Do you see here that, you know, even in terms of couple banter, this is not even close to couple banter. Like this, I'm sorry. I've never seen couple banter like this. I've never seen it like this. Okay? Do you notice that Freem here is basically giving him everything and saying that we make a good team together and we make a good couple together, and then Tectone is like, no, it's just me. It's all just me. Like, it's all just me. This is not banter. This is abuse, okay? It's not banter. It's clearly, like, some form of verbal abuse, right?
Oh, shit.
It's a lot of assuming.
When this car clip resurfaced online,
Like this is 100% one of these things where he says in order to make her feel worthless, right? It's just me. I do all the work, and you are nothing. You do nothing. You do nothing for me. You're not fun. You're not worth my time. All right? 100%. This is like, you're trying to destroy her, right?
Tectone went to sweep
That's
it up
crazy.
directly. But specifically what I find interesting is he
supposed to
says,
be your
quote,
lover.
we pretty much had to get a divorce to save our friendship, which worked, and was definitely for the better. You may not realize it yet, but this is just an outright manipulative lie by Tectone, something I will explain in more depth shortly. Tectone would further present this narrative that everything was all good on stream.
Also, you gotta understand, like, Freem doesn't like when people paint me as a f***ing villain, right? Because it kind of just, like,
And here's the part where Tectone starts to play the victim. So Tectone has two modes, okay? So in one mode, he is the abuser, egotistical, crazy person. And in the other mode, okay, in the other mode, like in the dark mode, okay, he acts like XQC with terminal depression, and he will like sit there in the dark and complain about like how victimized he is. So 100% this is cry bully behavior, okay? It's literally cry bully type behavior. You want to dish it out, but you can't take it back, right? When you get criticized.
Credits our entire fucking marriage, right? Like a couple of bad moments doesn't ruin 10 fucking years, you know what I mean? I just really want Freem to be able to get out of the public eye. That's all I want. Oh, and please, God, nobody clip this, please. It's just very hard for me to talk about Freem because she was my wife for a very long time, and I don't like remembering how ugly the end of our marriage got. My life's going in a great direction, and that's the only reason why it hurts. And that's the only reason why it's scary. Am I gonna get canceled over this? No.
Like 100%, like, do you see his chat? Do you see like the validation like some person like him gets? If you have like, honestly, if you have a bunch of like unresolved issues, especially relationship wise or whatever, and then you have thousands of people in your chat donating thousands of dollars, okay, and posting constant validation, you're never going to improve as a human being because you never truly hit rock bottom. Your actions are constantly being validated by your chat. No matter what you do, you will always be validated by your chat and you'll never receive any kind of pushback, okay? So yeah, like again, this is monstrous stuff, okay? I mean, it is also kind of a commentary into a popular streamer and why popular streamers tend to face the same issues, right? What is the argument from people mad at Erday for leaving Destiny? Is it something? She has not left Destiny, so I don't even know why people are arguing that.
You want to know why? Because I don't have secrets. The last 2 years were really rough.
Sure.
It was really rough. Now, the shit that I would do with Freem, the icky shit I would do with Freem, that wasn't good, right? I'm probably going to delete this VOD after this stream. But holy dude, my friends can't even react to me without it being a hate thread. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry.
This is not a stable individual. This is not... This guy switches. I would not feel safe being in the same room as him. You're telling me he's gonna go from like crying sad boy to suddenly angry abusive mode? Like on a 180 like that? Fuck me, dude. Hell no. Guy's an ogre.
But holy dude, my friends can't even react to me without it being a hate thread. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry.
After a bad...
Do you see? Do you see that? Didn't say he's a diagnosed schizo? I have no idea, dude. It doesn't matter. Court docs. So again, there are court docs of it, just to show you how serious they were about these allegations. Delete stream of Tectone priming audience, right? So he primes his audience reactions, blah blah blah. Now let's get to his dad, okay? God, his dad is an entire issue, all of itself, okay? Like this part is crazy. Hassan won on this one, okay?
Hassan would respond, basically calling Tectone a but what happens next elevates this story to an all-timer.
Apparently, Tectone, as soon as he came after me and talked about his father's like military record or whatever, the internet found out that dad did the same shit that he did.
And victims like Heath Phillips. When he told his commander, his report was ignored. The Department of Defense says 19,000 incidents of assault occurred in 2010 alone. Nearly 90% went unreported.
The biggest photo you see is of Colonel Michael Robertson. He was convicted of 14 accounts of assault.
Turns out Apple doesn't fall far from...
So he was convicted of 14 accounts of sexual assault. That's Tectone's father. He was such a rapist that he got featured in the news. This is why you see Destiny calling Tectone's father a rapist, or implying that. Why do you think Destiny does that? This is the lore.
From the tree, folks.
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on assault charges. Yeah, you be hanging with. You be hanging with.
Like, this guy is the CEO of rape. It's the CEO of rape.
Being embroiled in abuse and allegations for months, Tectone's own father turned out to be possibly the most infamous sex pest in U.S. military history. His father was such a that they literally had televised C-SPAN Congress hearings in an attempt to stop future assaults by using him as the example.
I rise again today to draw attention to the epidemic in our military of and assault. 19,000 women and men each year are or assaulted in the military. This travesty is not being addressed, and I will continue to speak out on this floor until it does. Today, I would like to tell the story of one of the 8% that were prosecuted. The story of Colonel Michael Robertson, who commanded Fort Bliss's 31st Combat Support Hospital at Camp Dwyer, a military base and airfield in the Helmand River Valley in Afghanistan. Last week, Colonel Robertson was convicted by a military judge of 14 charges, including having on his government computer, harassing 3 women, and assaulting 5 women. 8 women that served under his command testified at great cost to their careers and their privacy. Colonel Robertson routinely touched them without permission on their breasts, thighs, and buttocks, and encouraged them to look at the computer. Some testified the harassment occurred daily. Despite repeated warnings, Colonel Robertson also emailed friends and female subordinates. What makes the defense's answer to all these actions? That all of these jokes and the touching were attempts to boost morale. Colonel Robertson, the majority of assailants are older and of higher rank than their victims. They abuse not only their authority, but also the trust of those they are responsible for protecting. Survivors can email me at stopmilitary@mail.house.gov if they would like to speak out.
This was all part of the creation of the Sexual Assault Training Oversight and Prevention Act, which was created because of Tectone's father. You may be thinking, wow, can't get any more absurd than this, right? Well, you would be wrong, as Tectone regularly would have his father on live streams and podcasts. And what do you think that typically looked like?
Obviously.
Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, exactly. So here's also part of the problem. He glorifies his dad. He actively glorifies his dad and downplays his sexual assaults. When this guy is the LeBron James of rape. Okay.
You're not aware of my first podcast with Techie.
Oh, the one where I showed you.
What do
you think about that?
Do it again.
Daddy issues?
They all have daddy issues. Well, she has a facial expression as if to say, hey, sailor. I like the little short dress. She looks like she works out.
One of the first things Tecto says to me is like, sup, dude? By the way, my 17-year-old father thinks you're hot. And I was like, uh-oh.
First thing he did was he put me into some kind of headset and costume and put me in this AI room.
VR chat.
Am I moving? Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that's chill. And that's
yeah, but how? Oh, Lord, have mercy. And so he's got me in that headset, and I'm in there, and
I'm holding them on.
It's getting bad. And, but I don't know if it's as dressed up as a girl.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
Right, because that's the thing.
Yeah, or whether it's you dressed up as a girl.
Probably mostly Asmund.
Yeah.
We're gonna give him a heart attack, I swear to God.
A convicted pervert father and son.
I love how awesome and just Asmongold's like orbiter circle is. Literally, people who deny sexual assault, downplay sexual assault, who actively are just the worst, most reprehensible creatures on the face of this earth. Oh wow, truly the most justified and common sense individuals, guys.
Bonding,
So
where you feel up
based.
anime waifus in VR that may or may not be men, is insane, even by my standards.
And you can, the censors made it feel like I was being touched.
Damn.
Yeah. And it felt like this one character was unzipping my pants. Freckles, the hair
And I want you to bark for me.
Woof. Wait a minute, I got another dog. I got another. Want to hear my other dog? That's my other dog. Woof, woof. How we doing? She looks real submissive and looks like, in the words of Halsey, I can take a pounding.
What do you think?
6 years old, maybe?
Yeah.
That's what she looks like.
Do you know what a lolly is?
Looks like a 3-year-old.
What a furry is?
No.
There are people who dress up in like dog suits.
There's an argument that man isn't his father, but when he spends this much time with him, and even he says he looks up, it's fair to criticize. Well, dude, there's nothing wrong. Dude, listen, I don't like guilt by association. Okay, whatever. If your friend or father turns out to be such some kind of big rapist, like I'm gonna give you the pass. Okay, I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what? You're not that person. But then when you glorify the person like this, when you present them in such a positive light, while at the same time downplaying and sweeping like the charges and stuff that they have, I'm sorry. There's literally no defense for this. Okay, like there's actively no defense for this. Because there's a difference between like having a family member or having a friend who is like some kind of vicious rapist or some kind of like serial killer or something. I don't fucking know, dude. Whatever. It's a free country. You can do what you want. But at the same time, it's like this is like not it. He cries about it and he sweeps for it and he crashes out over it and plays victim. Okay. So when Chud Logic covered his father, okay, guess what Tectone did? Tectone went on to debate Chud Logic. Why? To cover for his dad and his past. Shit is wild. Shit is wild. Anyway, okay, the point is that I'm not here to rewatch this video for the 5th time, okay? This person in Shamu, okay? Thank God for them covering Tectone, okay? Because holy shit, Tectone is a piece of shit, okay? Anyway, all right, let's take a look at this. So
there's this one guy.
Also, not only that, apparently my reaction video has been shared on Tectone's Discord server and it's been deleted by the mods, okay? So I'm just saying, it's like the sweeping goes deep, okay? The sweeping do be going deep, okay? That's what I'm saying, all right?
There's this one guy, his name's Shamu. So this guy's accusing me of being a pet.
What's wrong with Tectone? He's a rapist.
He wanted
most likely
me and Trevor to make out in front of him. We kissed. His lips were so chapped. My stubble on his stubble. We got naked.
Hello, everyone. So there's been a few.
Okay, so I haven't watched this video yet. So this is going to be my first time reacting to this, I guess. So we'll see. This one is about Tectone's court docs, okay? Yeah.
Few things that have happened in the follow-up to Tectone doc I thought were worth talking about. Okay. I also received a return on the FOIA and the 82 pages of court documents referenced in my video of Tectone's insane lawsuit between his ex-wife and ex-girlfriend. If you haven't seen the first video, be sure to check it out as you'll have more context for some of the things being discussed. I'll put a link in the description. Also, please hit the like button and leave a comment as it helps with the algorithm. Also, if you want to support more videos like this, I'll throw the relevant links up on screen. One of the main criticisms of Tectone is when being criticized, he constantly sympathy farms his audience. Here was how Tectone responded to the internet making fun of his father being an infamous convicted military pest, something he was already well aware of.
I was named after my father's best friend because I was supposed to die at birth, and I was just considered the failure of the family. I was. I'll be real, I was never really treated too good. My father threw me to the ground, put a gun against my head, and he said, "Give me a good reason not to shoot you." I hated my father. He never told me that he was proud of.
Yeah, okay, and then again, all right, so here's the thing, all right, look, you want to glorify your father? Okay, you better, acknowledge that you're about to have some real shit, go down, okay? But the thing is that Tectone here is now throwing his father under the bus, okay? Because he received too much criticism online, okay? He received so much criticism online to the point where now he throws his father under the bus. This hoe is not loyal. This Tectone hoe is not loyal to anyone. Not even when he throws his rag in with his father. This is nuts, okay? As far as I know, this video, it's from when Tectone found out she was cheating with an assistant. Okay, yes, but that is also, I think that is post Tectone abusing them to hell and back, okay? So, yeah.
He even references this reaction as a, quote, play, as an implementing strategy, and talking about the father pest response stream the next day.
What they'll do is they'll hear me say that I don't care, and they'll see me crying, and they'll post that. But I still think it was a good play. I do. I mean, obviously it wasn't pre-orchestrated or anything. I just got overwhelmed by, obviously I get sensitive about my family 100%, but...
So let's consider these things when viewing the following. Just 10 minutes after my premiere on Tectone finished airing, he immediately would go onto Twitter and post what many suspected as sympathy farming. Quote, "Rest in peace, Christy. You were like a mother to me and the kindest person I've ever met. I'll miss you forever and I love you." People DM'd me letting me know it was posted, and at first I thought,
oh yeah, in case you wonder what Tectone's audience is like, just know that he is famous for playing gacha games, okay? Typically, the audience who catches up on gacha game drama can be older people, like people in their 20s, but typically most of them, the vast majority of them, are going to be minors, okay? So, you know, probably having your rapist father on stream and glorifying him probably isn't a very good look for your, I don't know, like a teenage audience. Okay,
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's a bit too conspiratorial, even if a bit coincidental. I said I would have to see if the person didn't pass that day in order to consider it. It's an odd coincidence for him to post this just 10 minutes after my premiere ended, but you'd need more. Well, people were actually able to find online that this person had actually not passed that day, but well over a week ago. Since the tweet was framed in a way that would make the reader think that she passed that day, and it was just 10 minutes after the premiere finished, I do think there was a chance he was sympathy farming. As I've already established, this is a key trait Tectone
that's reasonable. That's reasonable.
Has and utilizes when operating online. One thing you have to realize about Tectone is that he is hyper-fixated and paranoid about videos being critical of him and negative coverage.
Was Tech really glorifying his dad? I think he just wanted his dad to be proud of him. Schlabbers. He was showing his dad VR lolly porn. And his dad was a wooing to VRE girls.
If you go to any video like this, you are likely to see
I don't think that's
commenting
proud.
on the video sometimes immediately after they go up. Videos with 200 views to a couple thousand will often have Tectone there commenting on it. This man is plugged in bigly and is watching the vast majority of videos and coverage
this guy's
he
not
receives.
a good guy.
Tectone will respond by saying people were attacking his friend's mother that passed away and that they were saying he was making it up. But that wasn't the point anyone was making at all. The point was the timing of the post coupled with the video and her passing well over a week prior. Things would get even stranger when Tectone would respond to all this by saying he was having schizophrenic hallucinations, seeing this woman's spirit in the room, vaguely.
I mean, for the record, again, I am someone who has watched Tectone for hours in terms of watching his videos, specifically when I was playing gacha games, okay? So I know kind of what he's like, or I have a good impression of his stream personality, okay? Tech was definitely abused the fuck by his dad. Well, yeah, but right now Tectone is a grown adult, right? Again, you have to be careful, right? Just because you were abused by your dad and you have downstream like personality effects from your dad, it's still a skill issue if you choose not to solve your issues and you choose to inflict that pain onto other people in your life, including your ex-girlfriends, right? Remember, the first ex-wife that the first ex-lover that came out against him, at first, she was hated by Tectone's new e-girl lover, okay? So at first she was hated, but then all of a sudden, now he has two ex-lovers coming out against them when the two ex-lovers aren't even on the same side. So we have coordinating allegations, okay? We have coordinating allegations where essentially it's the same accusation, but the two ex-lovers were enemies before they realized that they were both abused by Tectone and they sided together. Does that make sense? That's what makes the allegations more credible. I just think focusing on the dad shit is lame. A lot of complicated feelings with an abusive parent. No. I think what you fail to understand here is that with the dad shit, it is understandable. Again, it's understandable that you don't want to do like guilt by association. And I've explained this part, right? But the problem here is that Tectone constantly weaponizes his father and his relationship with his father against other people. All right. So if you never bring your father on your stream or whatever, and Hassan decides to bring up your father in a way that is bad or whatever and is used to try to implicate you, that is Hassan's bad. Hassan shouldn't be doing that. I totally agree with you. But obviously the problem here is that Tectone then throws his own father under the bus. Not just his stated reasoning is like, oh, I don't know why you're doing guilt by association. It's true he did all these horrible things, but I don't know why you're doing guilt by association. Well, he's not exactly doing that. He is saying my own father like fucking sexually abused me, and he's trying to like farm sympathy points clearly and factually, no? But like the thing is that the whole reason why Hassan and Destiny to some degree go after Tectone's dad in this scenario is because Tectone himself loves having his dad on stream and paints him in the same light that he paints himself. Does that make sense? As like this gooner, cool gooner, like dude, nerd dude who is into video games. Does that make sense?
addressing why he made the post about this woman a week later, while also claiming that he was paying for this woman's hospital stay and life support.
Bro has seen God himself. Oh, no, I was hallucinating like crazy yesterday. I was sitting on this couch when I heard the news about Christy passing, and my OBS was open because I was talking to Shinya while trying to get my stream set up. I swear to God, Christy was behind me. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm a schizophrenic or if I'm a shaman. Honestly, it's a toss-up. Yo, guys, what do you think? Anyways, lightning totem, fire totem. In case you guys don't know, my best friend's mom died around 8 days ago. My buddy wasn't really ready to talk to me about it until like 2 days ago. And then I got him on the call yesterday to actually find out what happened because he told me there was bad.
In his explicit, like, it would be an issue if he was very explicit in condemning his father's actions. Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't. He again, he sweeps his father's actions under the rug. Like, how is that not fucked up? Like it's his father is known for being like a military serial sex pest, right? He sweeps that. He sweeps that shit when people bring it up.
Bad news. And I actually was helping pay for the life support
you can't deny
of Christy for a bit there because she was more to a mom to me than my actual mom was.
It could totally be coincidental that he made the post accidentally, making it look like she had just passed away around 10 to 20 minutes after the premiere finished. But again, I find it odd that it would take over a week for Tectone to find out about this, especially when, according to him, this woman was more of a mom to him than his own mother. If you recall, one of the lesser known secrets about Tectone was his inability to have sex for the vast majority of his 10-year relationship with his ex-wife Freem and the totality of Pink's 2-year relationship with him.
You understand why I would not have sex with you. As a victim of assault and myself, I had trauma when it came.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, he probably got raped by his dad. Absolutely. Right. But again, all right, just being if you're a CSA survivor, okay, if you're a CSA survivor, good for you. Okay. Whatever. You have some trauma. You want to brag about it online. Go do it. Okay. Whatever. Because it tends to happen a lot. All right. But the thing is that the moment you start weaponizing that against someone, I'm sorry, I have very little sympathy for you, okay? I have very, very little sympathy for you the moment you start weaponizing your past or your history. You want to tell that to someone, horrible that happened, you know, whatever. But, like, if you use that to defend yourself and your own horrible actions, I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for you, okay? Period, okay? No sympathy, all right? You're just continuing the same cycle that has been inflicted upon you, okay? You have learned nothing. You have learned nothing from your rape, okay?
To having sex. This is a known fact. I have told you this from day one. I don't want to apologize for being raped and being scared.
So I did find it funny when opening his response stream to my video that I was agreeing with.
Also, how disrespectful do you think this is to people who are actually, like, rape victims and who don't weaponize things like this, right? Like, if Tectone is being criticized for his weaponization of, like, CSA history, don't you think that it's a little bit shitty now, like, that someone's opinion of CSA victims are gonna be lowered after seeing Tectone use it in such a blatant manner? Like, hello?
Tectone overcompensating and announcing to his audience that he had been having a ton of sex.
I just passed the out, dude. Like, I mean, oh, Jesus. I was just having so much sex. I just passed out. I don't know. I just blew my load.
Tectone is deathly afraid to review the video and most likely never will on stream.
Okay.
Inside his Discord, if you even attempt to post any video tangentially related to mine, you will be banned from posting. So the only reason Tectone had any comments about my video whatsoever was because the ex-OTK member Justin Minks, or Minks on Twitter, shared the video and said, "Just a reminder, this dude supports his father, who is a rapist, and got an anime tattoo to feel better after sexually assaulting and degrading his past 2 partners. But okay. I've had bad interactions with him myself in private, but this video will really shine some light to viewers."
Like the other day where he posted about Minks going in about me, about my quote-unquote allegations, right? Here we go again. Yeah, those things that are obviously, those are very serious, even though it's been over a year and nothing happened.
I mean, something has happened, though. As Tectone himself has stated, he's being investigated 100% and has been in contact with the police.
I'll be real. I went to the police yesterday, right? Because, like, you know, they're going to investigate me. They're going to investigate me 100%. They're going to investigate me. They're going to investigate me 100%. Anybody's worked with the police, it is so...
Fuck Minks, but also Minks, like, brought up like this guy's videos. So yeah, I mean, fuck minks, but still.
Slow. It's unbelievable. Look at this. Minks take shots. Post this weird ass. This the worst hit piece.
It's the worst hit piece, but Tectone refuses to watch it or any of the numerous people that have covered it, even banning his Discord members from being able to.
So I kind of want to like give some context to the problem with Tectone's behavior here, okay? So the reason why him not watching this and covering this on stream is weird is that if he typically doesn't cover drama videos, that's fine, okay? But Tectone is known to be a drama reviewer. Like, Tectone is literally known to try to capitalize as much as he could on drama because of his affiliation with Asmongold and, like, son like father kind of shit, you know? So, it is... it's understandable if he doesn't want to cover this video, absolutely. But he should probably give a reason why, okay? And it better be a good reason, okay? Because it's about you, and it's not good, all right?
Post anything related to it in his Discord. If it's comically bad, Tectone could pick it apart, but he never will because he has no explanation nor any good answers to the questions that the video poses. One of my main criticisms of Tectone is he is a prolific liar, which we will see plenty of today.
So this one guy, what's his name? I forget the fucking guy's name. It's something Moo.
So right away, the guy literally just had my video on screen, but is such a dishonest coward, he has to pretend not to know who I am after I've talked with him directly and his worst enemy.
Just for the record, okay, for more context, he does this often, where he pretends he doesn't know who the person is because he thinks that he's so large in terms of audience size, okay? So again, all right, another annoying trait of his is pretending he doesn't know who the person is because the other person is much smaller than he is, even though it's very, very clear that he does know and have some history of knowing them. So yeah.
Have been reviewing my videos
Hassan
for the past
Playbook?
week.
It is Hassan Playbook, yeah.
I don't know. This guy DMs me being like, so Mr. Tectone, sir, may I get a couple questions?
I guess what I'm saying is small dick syndrome, okay? It's small dick syndrome.
About what's going on with your current issues with your exes?
I told him I would be covering all of his recent controversies with his father and ex-partners because I wanted to be sure to include his side for context. All the questions I laid out were the most critical criticisms I had for Tectone, or lies I felt I had caught him in.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can answer anything that you want me to answer. And then he sends me like the most inflammatory questions of all time. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't answer these. But if you wait a little bit and you wait for the results of the investigation that is currently ongoing, then you'll have your answers.
The majority of these questions he had already talked about publicly. I asked why he hadn't filed a defamation case, if there was a period of time Pink wasn't paying rent, if there were any other receipts he had posted so I could be sure to include those in the video, his ex's lawsuit, the revenge his wife was accused of spreading that is now considered false by both parties, and if his ex-wife had ever planned on making allegations against him. One of only 2 questions he answered is a verifiable lie by Tectone, and the other was included in the last video twice when questioning if he had encouraged Pink to go after his ex-wife with legal cases and revenge allegations.
So if you want to wait a little bit before you make your video, that way you can actually be informed, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. And he's like, Tectone's trying to avoid my questions and silence me from making the video.
I did not say he was trying to silence me, but I did say he was low-key asking me not to make the video, which I do think is probably the fairest criticisms he offers, as it's self-admittedly a bit overdramatic. That being said, this is like 5 seconds of an hour-long video. There is a ton of criticisms and lies I caught in that video, so it's telling this is one of the few points he's willing to bring up at all.
And then the guy goes live with an hour and 8-minute video of the most dog shit, bad faith arguments I've ever seen in my entire life. And then he starts psychoanalyzing my face expressions and my body language and saying, you see, he's lying because look at how his eyebrow twitches here.
So this is the first outright lie by Tectone. I never say you can tell he is lying by reading his facial expression.
Liar claims are grasping at straws so far, probably because he hasn't began his liar claims yet. I think, okay, so he just said this is going to be the first outright lie. Let's take a look.
I'm not even sure if I make any conclusions whatsoever over his facial expressions. I do close-ups on important moments to add entertainment or to make it dramatic, but what he just said never happens in the video. It's just a lie.
Then he gets plazookas.
as a viable source of information.
This is the other outright lie Tectone tries to sell. Blazookas is an A-log channel of Tectone, but I only use his videos as an archive for a stream Tectone and his archive channel deleted. -1 comment made, Blazookas never speaks in the video, it's just using the archive. At the end of the video, I have an archive thanks because I always thank the creators, platforms, or users that archive things, but outside of this comment.
And then she went after his wife, and there was a whole controversy over that. She basically had protected him, defended him, and he used her constantly.
Blazookas never comes up in the video, but Tectone wants to exaggerate this to manipulate his audience.
This guy is 58 years old. This guy is 58 years old.
I will say Plazuka, whoever that person is, I watched that video like twice at this point, and I will say that that person has not shown up all that often, okay? So I don't know why Tectone is saying, oh yeah, he's using this as a like certain point, like it's like I have a Justin Minks clip, right? It's just like I have a Justin Minks clip, and I say, oh, and someone says, oh, don't you know that Foodshops uses Justin Minks as a reliable source of information? Bitch, that was like one clip of Justin Minks sharing something on her like public Twitter, you know, like yeah.
You're not. Every single day, he makes a video about me. He even put his 1-year anniversary of making videos on me with the most schizo takes ever. And here's the guy he's listening to.
It's actually incredible that one of my main criticisms of Tectone was him lying and manipulating his audience. And in the response itself, he's actually doing it. I've never spoken to Blazookas, and outside of a single archive, there's really nothing there.
He's a 58-year-old man who accidentally doxed himself, leaked all of his private information. So I've done the favor of not talking about him for a year because if you want his full name and address, it's already out there on the internet. So I don't talk about him ever because this already happened. People already looked into his background. People already looked up that he has multiple diagnosed mental illnesses, right?
I really think this guy may be the most deceptive person I've ever covered. It is so obvious he's attempting to tie me to someone his audience is primed to regard as mentally ill in order to try to discredit me, essentially.
Right, so I that's a Tectone's A-logger. I think one of Tectone's A-loggers.
Beyond being totally fake here, Tectone is also malicious. He made sure to tell his audience, hey, this old man's dox is out there, just so you know, all while framing it as if he is doing what's best for someone he obviously deeply dislikes talking about him. And for the record, I have zero clue if any of the things Tectone is saying about Blazookas are true here. As my last two videos demonstrated, Tectone be lying a whole lot. It's already been stated, but I've never spoken with Blazookas, nor did I get his testimony for my last video in any way. To me, though, it just seems like he's just another guy A-logging someone. That's why I called him the, quote, resident Tectone A-log in my last video.
I've warned this guy to stop making content about me. He still does it. And they're using this guy as a credible source, where all he says is, the women are telling the truth and Tectone's lying, even though I've proved everything, because there's this narrative going around me, which is Tectone's used an NDA to silence up one of his exes.
No, we don't know why the NDA was signed. The only thing we do know is that it was sometime around when his ex-girlfriend was suing his wife after discovering his ex-wife was going to go public with allegations against Tectone.